Again, if I were looking at this thing, I would wonder where to start with it. And certainly, I'm not going to say one way is better than the other, but yeah, certainly have things. Do I recognize it? No, I do not recognize it. Have I done the problem before? Yeah, of course I. It's written over here in front of me. But I'm going to say I can't remember doing the problem. But I would say, like, if I'm going to start something, no recognition at all, by the way, I do not remember doing the problem, I would start with use substitution and hope it gives me some insight into the problem. And I'm going to say the only possibility that I could put down over here is the arctangent of the root of x. And I'm hoping this thing goes smoothly. So what do I mean by that? Do I know what du is going to be? Well, it's really not that bad. It's going to be 1 over 1 plus the argument, which is root x squared, which is going to be x, times the derivative of the inside, which is going to be 1 over 2 root x dx. All right, so I got that part. And let's go to the next step. And let's write again, looking at it, you might say, I don't know what I'm going to do now. But I think I can do something. And looking at it, I guess I could possibly solve for x. So tan of u is equal to root x. And then I could say tangent squared of u is equal to x. Well, let me write this down then. So du 1 plus tangent squared. Now, a lot of times when you write things down, you might say, oh, it's going in a really, really bad direction at this point. It could be. Got that covered. Then you're going to get times 1 over 2. What's root x tan u? And then you get dx. Well, you know what? I recognize tangent 1 plus tangent squared. Let me write this over here. Du is 1 over secant squared u times 1 over 2 tan u dx. All right. You might think things are getting really bad here, but I guess I got to do it, right? So let's write this down. So what's the arctan of root x equivalent to? I said it's u. What's dx equivalent to? Let's write down. Secant squared u, 2 tan u. I'll put the 2 here, put the tan u here. Du. All right. Boy, that doesn't look good, does it? I gotta be honest with you, though, at least I got something I recognize. I do recognize something here. I recognize that this could be written in terms of parts now. And the question is, what parts do you want to use? Let's take a look at it. And I'm going to go one step at a time. And now I realize that a lot of people are saying they don't like the way I do parts, particularly if you're watching a more modern teacher teaches, including the guy that wrote this original problem set. It's a DI method. But I'm going to go through the same old, and I'll write this down for you. So I'm going to write down, let's see, I can't use u, I'll use v equals u, and then I'm going to say dv equals du. I'll tell you what I did over here. I'm making this over here. This is going to be my dw now. I'll write this over here. So my whoops, sorry about that. My dw, sorry about that. My dw is going to be secant squared u tan u du. Right? Let me pull this over here. Oh, by the way, the W is pretty easy to come up with. It was going to be what differentiates to that. The oh boy, maybe that isn't so easy. Oh, tangent squared. Before I say that, I got to check it. And before I say that, I got to check it. When that differentiates, though, it differentiates to 2 tan u secant squared. I got to put a 2 here. All right. So I got to take this 2 and back on the inside. That's going to be my dw now. Let's write this down then. So it's going to be uv. So this is going to be equal to, oh, I say uv, it's vw now, sorry. That's going to be u tan squared. Let's see what we get next. Minus, it's going to be the w, which is tangent squared, of u. And then we put the du down now. Let's keep moving. Tangent squared of u minus, well, tangent squared we're in terms of secants. And that's going to be secant squared u minus 1 du. Let's keep moving. I'm just simply copying line by line now. Enter if the secant squared is going to be tangent. And then minus 1 is plus 1, and that's going to be plus u now. Plus some constant integration. My star here because I forgot that. And let's move forward. And moving forward is finding out what the u was. Oh yeah, arctan. Let's write this down. So let's put this down. So u is going to be arctan of root x. Let me just make sure I got that right. So arctan. So u, oh yeah, let's write it down. Arctan of root x, that's the u. Let's put down tan squared. That's going to be x minus the tan of u is root x. We get this covered. And what's u equal to again? Arctan of root x. Plus c. All right, let me clean it up a little bit. And then I'll put a box on it. Look at the key, see if you got it right. And it's right over here. Whoops. We're good to go to the next question.